So, hello guys, welcome or welcome back to our YouTube channel. The next team on our list, as we promised in the last episode, is none other than our very own birthday boy here, Pratik. His current hometown, RCB, Royal Challengers Bangalore. Pratik, the floor is yours. Start with the RCB analysis.
Yeah, I think RCB did a very good job in the auction table, given the amount they had. And I see some scrutiny on the internet that they didn't go for KL Rahul or Rishabh Pant for that matter. But I think RCB built a very strong team, at least on paper, given their home conditions, the high scoring nature of the surface, and uh, how the surface behaves for their bowling. I think RCB constructed a very good team. To start off with the batting, they retained Virat Kohli and Rajat Patidar, the the madman against spin, and they also retained Yash Dayal as the sole bowler, the left arm pacer. So they had three RTMs, I think, which they could have used, which they should have used, but they didn't. And but anyways, they did a pretty decent job by picking big hitters like Liam Livingston and also Indian hitter like Jitesh Sharma. So RCB, again, it's the same construct as every year. They heavy batting and yeah, and a medium weighted bowling for RCB this time. Let's see. What are your thoughts on RCB?
I think this year's RCB auction was very fantastic. I mean, I did not expect them to be so good, in my opinion. So across the years, what we have seen is RCB spending tons of money on one player. This year we saw Venki Iyer going for 23 crores, Rishabh Pant going for 27, Punjab, then you had KKR, and then you had uh, one other team. This guys, Lucknow going for Rishabh Pant and Punjab going for Iyer, Shreyas Iyer, and KKR going for Venki Iyer. So they splashed that money, which reduced their auction purchase, and they could not go for certain options that they wanted to. And RCB is one of the teams which used to do this thing all across the whatever years this auction has been taking place. But this season, they were very patient. They held on to their purse. I was also surprised that they didn't go for KL Rahul. I thought maybe that's a wrong decision, but ultimately, the picks that they had towards the end of the auction and the 11 that is formed right now, it seems RCB had perhaps the best auction. So those are my thoughts. Again, Dinesh Karthik, I think he played a very vital role in RCB getting this kind of a team. So good job done there as well. And I mean,
Yeah,
what else?
definitely. Uh, Again, RCB, I think the only problem I see is lack of a quality spinner, which was for them in the last cycle as well. They didn't
Yeah,
have a quality spinner, nor
after
a,
UG Chahal, they did not have anybody.
yeah,
That's a problem.
correct. So this time also, I don't see a quality spinner in their side who can actually be a very good wicket taking option. I see Suyash Sharma they have picked, and some Mohit Rathi is there, who hasn't played a lot of games till now. He's also a leg spinner. So let's see how it fares out. But that will be a very, very difficult thing for any means for RCB to tackle again, because they don't have good spinners. And we have seen as the surfaces go slow, especially not in Bangalore at least, but in other places where you will they will travel. There you need quality spinners, and RCB don't have that. And the other spinner is Krunal Pandya. Krunal Pandya is not a wicket taker. Yes, he is a miserly bowler. He's a smart bowler. He can stop the runs. But I don't think Krunal Pandya is an out and out wicket taking option. So that is
Yeah.
one area that RCB needs to focus on. Pace bowling wise, I think they did a more than decent job. They got Josh Hazelwood, they got Bhuvi, they got Yes Dayal was retained, and another guy they retained they got was Rasing Salam. That guy also bowls mix-ups. So I think
Yes.
he also bats a bit. He played for Delhi last year, and he had a very good season with Delhi. So I think he can do lower order batting. He can do a bit of lower order batting as well. So yeah, all in all, they have a good pace battery, but and decent backups as well with Nuan Tushara and Lungi and Gidi. If something
Yes,
happens to Bowie or Josh, though these guys can also chip in.
yeah,
So
quite a
pace
decent.
bowling is good, but I think spin is again an area of concern for RCB, just like the last 3 years.
Yeah, and it is very visible as well. Spin is a very big concern for them. Suyash Sharma, although I rate him very highly, he did very well, but it was in a combination with Sunil Naran and Varun Chakravarti. You have to
Exactly,
understand that aspect as well. Now he has to
exactly.
be the lead spinner in Chinnaswamy, which is not going to be an easy task. So that a huge amount of pressure will be there on him to perform. Now, one concern that I have with the pace battery is they do have a very good mix, but I don't see like a Bumrah kind of a death bowler who you could rely on. Bhuvi, either they have to. I'm guessing Bhuvi and Hazelwood would open the bowling. They would bowl majorly in the power play. But if they are thinking of using Bhuvneshwar Kumar towards the death, I don't know how good of an option that would be. But again, the other option would be Yash Dayal, who was good last year, and you have to trust on Rasik. So any international batter that faces them, uh, I mean, it's going to be a bit challenging in that part for them as well. But let's talk about the batting. Very strong. It used to be heavily reliant on just the top three, top four, but here this time I see them batting throughout, like from 1 to 7 or 8, and all of them are match winners on that day. So, what are your thoughts on that? And let's try to form an 11 for RCB.
Yeah. Before that, do you see Virat Kohli back as the captain?
I mean, I think so because I don't see anybody else in that lineup who could take up that role. I think a left field choice I heard from somewhere that Krunal Pandya could may well be the captain for them, but I don't see that happening. I mean, it's as good as an open secret that Virat would come back as a captain.
Let's hope for it. Yeah. So Virat Kohli, I'll start with Virat as the captain as well as the opening batter, and to partner him, I'll take Phil Salt, the keeper batsman from England, and at number three, I'll go with Rajat Patidar. Number four, I'd go with Liam Livingston. Number five,
Yes.
Krunal Pandya. Number six, Jitesh Sharma. Number seven, Tim David. Number eight, Rasik, as he can bat a bit as well.
Then you have
Bhuvi,
Bhuvi.
Bhuvi, Josh Hazelwood, and yes, Dayal. I'd start with Suyash Sharma, given if anything wrong goes with the batting, they can pitch in someone like Devdutt Padikkal or someone in case something bad happens. I don't see that, but I start with Suyash Sharma and bring Yash Dayal as the impact sub.
Yeah, from an options
Also
perspective. I
another
mean,
guy, also another guy is there, Swapnil Singh. That guy changed their luck last year. After he was introduced into the 11, I think they won 6 or 7 games on the trot.
yeah,
The
I
left
think
arm spinner.
I think he is also going to be in contention to start as well with the lineup. But I mean, it's going to be difficult to fit him in, considering you already have one lefty in Krunal Pandya. So let's see how that combination works out for RCB. Another guy, Swastik Chikara, is one of the batting options that they could try if, let's say, their big guns from overseas fail. Let's say a Livingston or even a Phil Salt, and even their options like Jacob Bethel and other guys fail, then they can go for Swastik Chikara. He was pretty decent in the UP T20 league. He hit some 50 odd sixes or something like that. So yeah, handy options there. So how would you rate RCB's auction?
A solid 8.
Eight, only eight. Come on, you got to do better than that.
No,
Uh,
see, the problem is with the spin. With the spin in the games, suppose in Lucknow or in Chennai or on some days in Delhi as well, if the other wicket turns up, then it's going to be very difficult for them. With no quality spinner in their side, it's going to be very difficult for them to grab the other team by the neck. So that is going
yeah,
to be a problem. Also in if in chases, in run chases at Chinnaswamy only, you can't win without a good spinner. That is the problem. You need a quality spinner to stop the flow of runs, and they don't have it.
Yeah, I think they have to rely on their batters to score more, like let's say 220 to 30 every other game, which is again going to be a difficult task. But yeah, to your point, they do need a spinner. Maybe if Suyash Sharma doesn't come good, then that's going to be a problem for them. But yeah, for me, I think it's an 8.5, or maybe let's just say 9. I would go a 9 for them. Just for the spinners, I deducted 1 point, but otherwise they look a very solid squad to me. So that makes their average. You gave them a 7.5, right?
I give them 8.
8. So
I
8
think
and
I
9
think
for me.
I think they should have retained Siraj and Maxwell. Means retained in the sense RTM, because the
RTM.
combination was would have cost them 16 crores. And
I
they
mean,
could have retained the entire core for them. Five players from your previous season where you did so well. You could have got
yeah,
them back. And Maxwell, I think he is someone who you can take a bet on. Even if he didn't fire for a few games, you could have taken a bet on Maxwell.
yeah.
But
I
yeah,
mean,
they have.
he could have bowled as well. He
He was a
in
handy off
fact,
spinner.
in fact, the last league game that they won against Chennai, Maxwell was the one who took the important wickets, if you remember.
Yes, yes, he picked
So
and he slowed down the runs. He slowed
he
down the
slowed
runs
down. Yeah.
like crazy.
So
He bowled like 4 or 5 dots against Dubé and then got him out. He could have got him
yes,
out twice if Siraj had not dropped that setter. If you
yeah,
remember, it was
yeah, yeah,
Dolly, absolute Dolly, and Siraj dropped it.
yeah,
And again, he again created a chance, and he got Dubé out, and that was the game. I
yes.
think letting go of Maxwell was not right, and Siraj loved RCB with all his heart, and I felt bad for
He had
that
big
guy.
side for it.
And
Yeah, yeah. I think they did the straight swap of Levy for Maxwell and Bhuvi for Siraj. So that's how they
yes,
managed it. But yeah, I mean, if they had Maxwell and Siraj instead of these two guys, that would have been a cherry on top for RCB. But anyway, moving
Livingston
on.
is a good
Yeah,
buy. Livingston is a great buy, I think, at number 4. And given the conditions in Chinnaswamy, if he comes good, he can win you 3 or 4 games on his own. If you need like 60 in the last 4 overs, he's your guy. He can chase it down. Definitely, he's gonna chase it down in Chinnaswamy. How the conditions play here.
yeah.
Let's see what
I mean,
happens.
I mean, of course, you can't compare him to Maxwell, but both are of similar profile and both
Definitely,
bowl. So, we were talking about spin early, maybe Livingston an option for spin as well. Who knows? He
yeah,
can
he
bowl
can
leg
bowl
spin off
yes
spin. He can bowl
as
both
well as
ways.
off spin. Yeah. However,
So that works.
depending on the batsman, he bowls. Very smart
Yeah,
cricketer as well, Livingston.
yeah. So that option might come in handy for them. But yeah, so that's all about RCB. Let's move on to one of their rivals, the Lucknow Super Giants.
Yeah,
Let's start with you.
this rivalry has come up like the ashes in the last 2 years after that incident in Chinnaswamy in 2023, the
Yeah,
Avesh Khan, the finisher.
Naveen. Avesh
And
Khan
I
the
see,
finisher and then Naveen versus Kohli. So
the
unfortunately,
Avesh
Naveen
Khan
is not anymore with LSG.
unsold. Yeah, and he went unsold. It was very surprising. He bowled
Yeah,
really well in the T20 World Cup. I think
yeah,
he got Travis Head
Travis.
out there as well. And
Yes,
I was a bit surprised that Lucknow didn't use their RTM on Naveen because he was good for them. He was really good
yeah.
for them in the games he
I mean,
played. Even
yeah,
got a fifer again, I think fifer or a four-for against Mumbai, where Akash Madhwal got that 5 for 5 in the
yes.
qualifier at Chennai, eliminator at Chennai.
Eliminated.
So
Yes,
yeah, so he got the wickets for them. I don't know why they chose not to select him again or do an RTM on him. It was a bit
they
surprising
went
as
for Samar Joseph instead. So I
Samar
mean,
Joseph did play 2 games for them. Got okay, he's a
exactly.
prospect definitely, but again, given his injury records and all, again, it's a bit dicey at this situation. Anyways, to
Hmm.
start with Lucknow, I think their auction was a tale of two halves. The first day they were very aggressive. They bought some players, but in the second
In
day
doing
they were
so,
very cold.
in doing so, that hurt their budget a lot. I feel. I
Yes,
mean,
I think
I remember. Mhm.
I
Go
think
on.
Delhi uncle Mr. Gandhi, Mr. Gandhi scammed them a big time in that Rishab Pant deal. I think even if Mr. Goenka, sorry, Dr. Goenka would have put up a bid of 23 or even 24, then I think Delhi would not have gone for Rishabh Pant anyways. But he straight
Yeah,
away said 27, which was quite a lot. I think that harmed them a bit, but they could have gone for someone like a fast bowler. They tried for both Bolt and Jofra Archer. They could have gone for Enric Nokia. They could have gone a bit high because KKR didn't have the money.
yeah,
And I see no pacer apart from Shamar Joseph for them. So that is an
yeah.
area of concern. That is an area of concern because the pace battery is pretty inexperienced. Mayank Yadav is only 3 games old. Last year, although he was explosive, but you never know when these kinds of bowler get injured because fast bowlers you never know. Super express pace bowlers you
True.
never know. Then Mohsin Khan again is good, but let's see. He's new. Uh, they retained him. Then we have Avesh Khan. Avesh Khan again, I don't think he has lived up to the expectations that he showed up when he was at Delhi, especially in that 2021 season when Delhi
He was
the
exceptional in that
50-50
season.
relay. Yeah. In
Yes.
but again, there he was in combination with Nokia and Rabada, both in the peak of their powers. So that is something else. Then I see, yeah, this is Akash Deep. I am very excited to see Akash Deep because if you have seen, Akash Deep has a very similar seam release, just like Mohammad Shami, very straight. The ball comes out, the seam comes out perpendicular to the floor.
Surface.
So that is, yeah, to the surface. So it's I am very excited to see Akash Deep if he gets a chance ahead of Avesh Khan. Let's see. And Ravi Bishnoi, the soul spinner. Again, Ravi Bishnoi has to do a lot of heavy lifting. I think he can do now because he's quite experienced. Even at a young age, he has played a lot of international cricket. And to partner him, they have got a very smart cricketer in Shahbaz Ahmed. He is a very
Yeah.
smart cricketer. Can bowl a left arm off spin and can bat a bit as well. Now let's come to the batting. Batting, I think they have to mend their surface. If they don't do, then they will be
I mean, that has
blaming a
to be
Rishabh
that has to
Pant.
be that has to be the thing that they would have already had in mind. I mean, if you look about their batting and even in terms of bowling as well. So, firstly, the bowling part that you mentioned, they definitely lack experience in the bowling department. They've got quite a few youngsters who are very good pace bowlers, but they do lack experience. And the batting, I mean, if it's a spin friendly surface as it usually is, then a lot of them are going to struggle. But yeah, you were making a point. I'll let you go on first.
Yeah. So for batting again, they have to tweak the surface. At least I'm not saying that you create a surface like Delhi, where even 250 is not safe, but because it is a very big ground, very big playing surface in Lucknow. So I
Yes.
think they should leave some grass out so that these fast bowlers can also enjoy a bit. And uh, also their batters can bat. They should be getting somewhat around 170, 180 at least. Otherwise, again, it will be very difficult for them. Especially,
Yeah.
they will again blame the reasons for what KL or Quinton de Kock was blamed. Quinton de Kock was not blamed, but he was left out. That is same thing. And they will again blame Rishabh Pant or Aiden Markram or Mitchell Marsh for the same things. I don't see apart from Miller and Puran anyone batting well on that wicket in Lucknow. If you
Yeah.
remember last year, all the games that they won in Lucknow, apart from that one game against CSK where Quinny took the charge, all the games Puran was the difference maker. He used to come out. He picked two overs where he smashed 30 or 40 runs, which made the difference. He took that
Yeah.
score from 130 to 160, and which was kind of unchaseable there. 160 was it's like 220 on a Lucknow wicket.
On
So
some other
because
wicket,
it
on a non-Lucknow
yeah,
wicket, you mean?
correct. Yeah, sorry. But if you take Puran out of the equation, they barely managed to score 120 with likes of KL Rahul Marcus Stoinis, Quinton de
Everybody was
Kock,
struggling
Krunal
there. I
Pandya,
mean,
everyone was there apart from Puran. Puran batted in a different wicket, it seemed. So they have to fix that thing if they want to make it to the means to the playoffs this year. Otherwise, they are
yeah,
going
I
to
mean,
struggle a lot.
they would even negate, let's say, a Mayank Yadav, because I don't seem to remember Mayank Yadav playing too many games at Lucknow, or was he? Uh, I
Mayank
remember
Yadav
him
played
playing,
one game at Lucknow. I think it was
yeah,
against Punjab Kings. Against No, that was I think Mullanpur. That was not Punjab. That was not here. That was Mullanpur. Mullanpur, he
yeah,
played one game where he tore apart Punjab. Then he came to Bangalore. He tore apart RCB. And then I think the last game was at Lucknow. I don't think he got a wicket there. And after that, he went out injured. He only played 3 games
exactly.
last year.
That's
So
the problem, right? You would even negate the pace of a Mayank Yadav if you have such slow
correct.
surfaces.
In fact,
So yeah,
Shamar Joseph also bowls in the high 140s. So if you want that guy to come into action, if you want to use him, then you need to make a surface which helps it, which aids him. Otherwise, it's of no use. Also, their batters will not enjoy it. May it be Eden Markram, may it be
true.
Mitchell Marsh, may it be Rishabh Pant. They all will struggle on that slow, sluggish surface in Lucknow.
Yep. I mean, I 100% agree with you. If you look at their side as just a side, it seems very nice. I mean, it's a very good T20 side, but just because it is in Lucknow, that changes things a bit. But yeah, let's try to construct their 11. I'll go first. So from my side, I have Mitch Marsh and Aiden Markram opening. Markram hasn't been opening much these days. He has been playing only middle order elsewhere, but he has to come back to that opening role here in Lucknow. But if not, I see one option that I've heard the news as well, that Rishabh Pant wants to open. I mean, if that's the case, then they can have Markram at 4 and Rishabh Pant opening alongside Mitch Marsh. So number 3 is Nicholas Puran for me. He also keeps wickets, if not Pant. That's also something that they need to figure out. Okay, I would rather have Pant keep, not Puran, because Puran is a brilliant fielder. Back in
Exceptional
2020,
fielder.
he
Exceptional
did,
fielder.
yeah. So
He did
I think
something
that's
which
one.
even John T applauded, if you remember. That was
Yeah,
Sharjah.
yes,
Sharjah
that catch,
against that Tewatia game. That
RR, that
Tewatia
was
game it
RR.
was. That
Yeah,
Tewatia game, yeah.
it just flashed in my mind. I was saying that Puran would keep, but then again, that memory
Puran
made me
is
say that no, Pant is gonna keep, and Puran fields on the outfield. So that's there. Number 5, I would say, let's say they
Ayush
can have a
Badoni.
Ayush
Badoni.
Badoni, and then number 6 they can have a David Miller. Then they have Shabazz, who was very good with RCB, and then they have Bishnoi as the other
No,
spinner.
he was with SRH in fact. Shabazz was
Last year he was with SRH, but
last
no, no,
cycle he
but he
was
was
with
very good. He was very good with RCB
RCB
as
as
well.
well.
Why I said RCB is because in one of the years, I think RCB played 5 games at Chepauk, and in those games, Shabazz Ahmed was the one who played a very critical role in
Correct.
turning around the games. So
Correct.
I think he will be very good at Lucknow as well. Followed by they have Ravi Bishnoi, of course, number 1 spinner for India in T20 cricket. Then you have your pace bowling, Avesh, Mayank, and Mohsin. So Avesh or Akashdeep, you can choose one between them. And
I'd go
impact,
with
I have
Akashdeep.
chosen, yeah, or maybe even all four. But my impact sub, I've chosen Abdul Samad because I just wanted a bit more batting. But if it's not required, they can go for one of the seamers. So yeah, that's how
Yeah,
they would shape
it's
up.
I have pretty much the same. Only change I will say is I'd have Akashdeep, I'd have Avesh Khan given the recent performances. But
Yeah.
the heavy price tag of Avesh Khan, I don't see him sitting out. So let's see
Hmm.
what happens. All
Yeah.
in all,
Okay.
Lucknow had a decent auction, but again, it was an auction of two halves for Lucknow, as I said.
Yeah. So how would you rate them?
I'd rate them 8. Again, the reason being lack of experience in the pace, and also they don't have a proper opener because both of them are makeshift openers. Markram also plays 3 or 4 for South Africa on days, and Mitch Marsh is also playing number 3 because
Hmm.
he Head and McGurk open, I think. If not McGurk, then Matthew Short plays as an opener. But yeah, both are explosive. but again, they are makeshift openers. Let's see how it works. And also, given the surface they have in Lucknow, it's going to be a challenge for all the both of them, Mitch Marsh as well as Barton.
Yeah, I mean, just because of the surface factor, I don't know if they are going to change the Lucknow pitch much or not. But I would rate them, considering it's a slow, sluggish surface. So I would go with an 8 as well. I was initially going to rate them 9, but yeah, surface is something that I don't know how it's going to be unless we see the first game of the IPL played at Lucknow. So yeah, so that's all about the Lucknow Super Giants. I think we've had a very good third episode. We'll come back for the fourth episode with two other teams. One of them would be King Khan's Kolkata Knight Riders. And when we are talking about Veer, of course, we'll talk about Zara. So, Preeti Zinta's Punjab Kings. So, episode 4 is on the way. Till then, hope you like this video. If you like this video, consider subscribing to our channel and we'll continue to bring up more and more content with regards to cricket and hopefully some other sports as well. So, until then, see you. Ciao.